What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the page. Peace and blessings, everybody out there. I gotta talk to y'all today about passport bros and about, shout out to the guy MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. I see a lot of his videos trending, or people talking about his videos that are trending about his trip to Thailand and about how he had this epiphany. Now he sees everything that the passport bros was talking about. Even though he always did have love for the passport bros, he really got to see it firsthand. And the wild thing is, he said he'd been to like about 13 different countries or so already. And there's a lot of people that have been to different countries, but the thing that they fail to realize is there's a difference between visiting countries in the West versus visiting countries outside of the West. And what do I mean by the West? For those who don't know, I'm not talking about West Coast. I'm talking about outside of Europe, European style countries or Western European style countries, basically from Germany on west for the most part. Italy, France, a lot of these different countries. Their mindsets are very, very different from Eastern mindsets, from African mindsets, from more traditional mindsets, even in like Eastern Europe, whereas like the Ukraine or Russia, the women in these countries and also the men, the people period in general, there's a different culture. And that's the part that MTM harped on. That's the part that passport bros are talking about as far as why they decide to venture outside of the United States or outside of the West and go to other countries. Okay? Nothing drives me, I ain't gonna say drive me crazy, but it's very disappointing when I hear people talk about passport bros and they say, why would I go outside the country for some box? Why would I go outside the country for some hoes or for sex? All right? Listen to me. Look me in my eyes when I say this. I have never seen more hoes. I have never seen more women willing to just freak off than inside of the United States of America. So people who saying that passport bros are going outside of the country just to get laid, y'all totally missed the point. Because right here, you can't even trust your girl to stay still without getting laid by the next guy. All right? And a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about because y'all already been through it. So the reason why passport bros go out the country is not to go find more hoes when we already live in the international capital of whoredom. There's a plethora of hoes in the United States if you want to get laid. The hard part is not getting laid. Men don't have a problem with finding some hoe, some trick, and getting laid. Y'all missing the point. The passport bros are leaving out of the country and visiting other countries to find a woman raised up in a culture to where they respect men, to where they appreciate men, to where they honor men. When I went on my trip to Zambia, and I hate to make it about myself, but I got to give this testimonial because people think that passport bros are just going out of the country just looking for sex. When I went outside of the country and I had a place and it actually came with maid service, and these women, like, you know how you have housekeeping service basically for hotels in the United States? These women, when they give you something, like they initiate the hi. They'll say hi to you first a lot of the times. When they give you something, they'll say, thank you, sir, here goes, mister, and they'll bow down and give a curtsy. Never in my life have I seen hospitality like that. And the first thing that American women want to say is, that's weak. That's old world style. We don't do that no more. That's weak. That's beneath me. And they prove my point when they say that. Because why would a man, which one would you want? Would you rather have A Big Mac, or would you rather have some filet mignon? I use that analogy to say this. Why would I rather deal with women who think that being polite and honorable to a man is weak? That is why passport bros prefer to go outside of the country to find serious options. They can sit here all day and freak off on some hoes, but they go outside of the country to find serious options of women who love, respect, and honor men. That's what it's about. That's what MTR found out when he visited Thailand, because he might have not have seen that when he went to France. He might not have seen that when he went to England. He might not have had women treat him like that when he went to Italy. And I don't know if these is countries, I'm just using these as an example. Because a lot of these countries, when you go over there and they see that you look like this, they got a problem off the bat anyway. And a lot of these westernized European countries that used to run off of colonialism and used to exploit countries of people that look like us. So when you venture outside of that old European powers and you go into these countries in Africa and in Eastern Asia, and you see the respect and the love that they have for people, regardless of race, that's what we're talking about. Y'all would be the first one over here in America to say how racist it is, how oppressed it is, and all of that. But then as soon as a brother go out the country, y'all want to say, oh, you got to leave out the country for box. You can't get box here. You can't get no women over here. You got to take advantage of weak people overseas. But y'all be the first one to complain about the United States, saying how it's oppressive it is. Make it make sense. So that's all I wanted to say. I don't want to rant rave too long, but I just wanted to say that is why passport bros is a thing. That is the reason why passport bros go overseas. It's not because of hoes, because there's plenty of hoes. I've never seen so many hoes as I've seen in the United States. But we go over there for peace, for the culture, and it's just so refreshing. And if you've never been to an African country or to a far eastern country like Japan or Thailand, or, and be careful too where you go. There's some racism in Japan too. You don't want to go to a country that's too westernized. Japan is very westernized, but Thailand, Vietnam, go somewhere that's kind of off the grid. Stop being scared. Go somewhere that's off the grid, and you'll see what we're talking about, and the experience will be so mind-blowing and so shocking. A lot of these guys don't want to come back, and that's what happened to MTR. He know what I'm talking about. All right, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. I read all the comments. I want to know what you think down the bottom. Have you ever visited a foreign country, and if so, where and how was it? All right, y'all have a peace. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace, love, and blessings.